building these homes, okay? There's electricians, the plumbers. It goes on and on and on with all these specialty tradesmen that go into building a house. But understand this, that the people building the houses cannot afford to purchase one. So they're stuck renting. And now the landlords are in there, they're saying, well, just so my rents are below, a little bit below the cost of actually purchasing a home, then I can get away with this thing. And then I can get the government in there to subsidize me with things like the Section 8 housing subsidies, right? So they go in there and the government just makes the problem worse. And so this becomes like this snake eating its tail and strangling all the decent people in its body, basically, is what's happening here. So even though the majority of California residents, remember this is coming to across the country, you can expect more of your homes to be stolen through these liar loans, these fraudulent loans, this trickery, this deception, the fine print. Okay, these people know what they're doing. They want to blame the buyer signed on the line, so don't blame me any more than him. I mean, it's his fault too that he lied on the loan, and even though I encouraged him to lie on the loan, and hey, wink, wink, nod, nod, So these people, as the adjustable rate mortgages kick in, if interest rates even go up a tiny bit, this is going to happen. Oodles and gobs more people across the country and the world are going to start losing their homes because of what these adjustable rate mortgages as they kick in. So that's what you can expect to happen. So even though a majority of the residents here have nothing to gain from housing prices going up, only everything to lose, their burden goes up. You see who's paying the ultimate price? All these people don't care. They're ganging up. That's what it is. We're actually divided 50-50. These people know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. So what do we need? We need like a renters lobby. What should I do? Do I have to become some kind of a head of a renters lobby in California to help people to understand what's going on here and the power they have to do a boycott? I mean, I want to boycott the entire system, for crying out loud. And what's the demand? The demand is simply accountability. I want progress. I'm sick and tired of seeing things go downhill. My whole life, this has been happening. What do we expect? High crime, dubious warfare, debt, misery. And as long as other people think they're doing fine. Hey, I got financial freedom. I did the right thing. I went to school. I went to this club, and now I'm a member. And this is all this really comes down to. It's like a buy-in. It doesn't mean you're better at anything. A lot of these people that get these degrees have cheated their way through. What does it mean? In fact, in my mind, it's a hindrance and a handicap often. Because who is in control of this higher education, even K through 12? Who's controlling it? Who's controlling what's important to have in the curriculum and what to omit from the curriculum? The same with the mainstream media. These people are often liars and sycophants. They've got to look after the interest of their sponsors. They can't say anything. It's like this kid. Another thing, this kid purportedly was on some kind of prescription drugs. Now, if the mainstream media is sponsoring these prescription drug companies, is it in their interest? Let me tell you, their boss isn't going to allow you. You'll be fired if you say off the cuff, you just say, well, this guy was on these drugs, and you just named a major sponsor of the news media station. You're out of there, dude. You see how this works, okay? Everybody's got to see how it works and why it's gone this way. And all you can do is extract yourself from it. Do what's written in the Bible. Come out of Babylon, my people, okay, and understand what it takes to get it. That's it. You're simply getting it. You're saying, I see how dramatically different this world is compared to the world that God is going to install here on earth. And I want to be ready for it. It's going to be dramatic and profound, the changes that are going to take place. Unprecedented in nature. Okay, and there's going to be a lot of weeping and gnashing of teeth. There's going to be a lot of miserable status quo, establishmentarian people out there. Okay, understand this, that your way out of fear, you finding your way out of fear and insecurity is the greatest, worst fear of the establishmentarian status quo right now. Do you understand? The worst thing that could happen to your landlord is that suddenly you're able to purchase your own home, am I right? And that the competition should increase and these landlords start losing their behinds. Do you understand how this thing works? And it's a snowball effect. One way or another, it's all coming down. The system's got to break. The people aren't going to take it forever, okay? Look through history. Any time in history when these tyrants, the tyranny gets too acute and they push too hard on the people, they oppress, they push them to the wall and they dare them. What are you going to do? Huh? Say, uncle, what are you going to do? Then what they do is they incite riots. It's just like JFK said. He said, those that make peaceful resolutions impossible make violent revolution inevitable. Something to that effect. And this is what we have to understand, is that these people are causing the problems. So instead of fighting each other tooth and nail, let's blame them. And all you status quo establishmentarians that are riding high right now, you're liking the looks of your portfolios. Just remember what's right around the corner. Just remember the weeping and the gnashing and the misery you're going to face when the shoe is on the other foot, when you get a taste of your own medicine. So jump ship, man. That's all you can do. Understand, it is going to happen. It is. Because good is more powerful than evil. That's it. It's as simple as understanding that one fact alone, is that this worm will turn. The tide is going to change. One way or another, things will turn around. And it's happening. And let's all direct our attention at those few criminals, the Bilderberger types, and all their political horrors, okay? Who attended that Bilderberg meeting? We don't know who was shipped in there on helicopters. I have a distinct feeling that the Pope was in there. Now the Pope's on board with this weather, we got to save the earth. Human interaction with the earth is destroying the planet. Do you see the insanity? Knowing that the Pope is the Antichrist? I'm not saying that the Pope is necessarily opposed to Christ, but if you look at the archaic definition, the way it was originally meant to be understood when it says Antichrist in the Bible, understand that this meant a substitute, a stand-in. So I'm not slamming the Pope, and I'm certainly not slamming the Catholic people by saying this. But it's likely the Antichrist was attending the Bilderberg group. I'm just saying it the way it is. And these people we need to point to them. So when, we got ISIS and all these radical freaks over saying, well, it's great Satan over, that's America. Hey, make sure they understand. Let's educate people and say, no, the great Satan is that Illuminati class, that New World Order crowd, the globalist clan, these haters of humanity that are training us to hate one another. They've got us divided, folks. It's going to be like pulling teeth to turn this thing around. Do you see any simple way, a painless way for the establishment, for the status quo, to come out of this thing without feeling pain? You got to get over your addiction to money, to believing that there's no way. How can a society operate without money? Figure it out. God gave you a brain and an imagination. It's not that hard. There's not another creature on earth that has any use for this stuff. So why should it mean so much to us? Why should we believe we can't live without this stuff? We can have prosperity without money. All the white hat establishmentarians in the military and law enforcement, you've got to start pushing, breathing down the necks of these of the black hats out there, okay? That's what you've really got to do. You've got to take charge. You've got to become the Illuminati whisperers, the black hat whisperers, and you got to get in their faces and start saying, hey, what are you doing here? Okay, don't let them get away with any more of these false flag operations. Okay, we have to really understand what's going on here and how they operate. This Bilderberger clan, you know what this is? This is just a great satanic collective, okay? And, they're a miserable gaggle of thugs that attend these things, okay? And, we can have a system based on, rationing, okay? If there's ever really a shortage of anything, then the logical step is you can have rationing. You could do it by a fair lottery system. You could do it by a first come, first served basis, but you can never do it by the highest bidder, okay? Especially when they got their money, when they got their proceeds, when they got their wherewithal through fraud, okay? And that's exactly the system we've got now. It's social Darwinism, and it's going to the highest bidder, the most miserable, murderous, thug-like people out there are the ones that are running the show. And all you establishmentarians that think you're all innocent just because, hey, you know, I'm in the sidelines here, I'm not the bad guy. But as long as you're on the side of the bad guy, you all get to go together to the same place. So that's why I say jump ship. Means in your heart, your mind, your spirit, you say, I'm already out of here. I'm ready to live in a world without money. I'm ready to serve my fellow human being because of conscience, okay? Otherwise, you're not going to be there. If you're just going to be a deadbeat, okay, that just wants to mooch off and just take and take and take and never give, well, then you're not going to be found worthy to be in that place. So by default, you get to go to that other place. Anyhow, my tape's running out. I think I'm going to end the video today. And best to everybody out there. God bless you all. I love you. And, you know, God help humanity, because, you know, we really do need God's help. And luckily, we're getting it. So have a great day, huh?